Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Pinpoint back at it again with another video. Today, I'm going to be making something that you probably won't see very often, I guess, on like simulation and stuff, but I'm going to be simming from the 2010-2011 roster in a My League, and we're going to see what ends up going down, I guess. Now, I'm not going to be controlling any teams. I have to control one team, so I'm going to control the Bulls, but everything is going on auto so that obviously I don't affect this at all. We're really going to see, does D Rose get injured and, stuff like that. And obviously, I put on the 2011 draft. As you can see, we can look at a few of the rosters. The Cavs don't have Kyrie yet. A lot of the players won't look like how they normally look, but we have some interesting stuff going on in 2010, 2011. And, you have like certain guys like Zebo, who is almost going to retire now at an 87. You got a guy, LeBron, on the Heat still with Wade and Bosh. If we go to like the Lakers, Kobe's still in the league, Pau Gasol's still in the league. Dirk is still a monster, and so is Dwight. As well as guys like Melo are still crazy good. So we are going to be simming through the season. I'm not controlling anything. We will stop around, the All-Star break or something along the lines of that. And I'll show you guys what's going down. All right, so being a Bulls fan because I'm from Chicago, that's why I picked the Bulls and everything. But we are halfway through the Bulls season, which means most teams should be about halfway through their season. And looking at the conference, us and the Magic are going to be 30 and 11, followed by, the Sixers, the Heat, and Celtics. Now, looking at the Sixers, you can see they still have Drew Holiday, Iggy, Thaddeus Young, Elton Brand. Guys like, Jody Meeks and Evan Turner, who are on different teams now. Jason Capone's even in the league, along with Andres Nocioni, whose name is spelled wrong. And then looking at the Magic, they got AI, which I'm assuming they signed from free agency. And then they have Vince Carter, who for some reason is only an 80. And Rashard Lewis is very low as well. But they have guys like Dwight, Marcin Gortat, and Brandon Bass still with JJ Redick, Ryan Anderson. And these are the type of teams you just forget about, and guys like Chris Duhon you forget about, Q Rich. So that is pretty awesome to see. The Heat, which definitely should be the number one seed, are slipping down to 4 right now. And the Celtics, who should be a top 3 seed, are not playing great either. Well, they are playing pretty well, but just not up to their top 3 seed potential. And then you still have guys like Tayshaun and Rip in the league. Greg Monroe is still on the Pistons, which is crazy. That seems like, 10 years ago that it was like that. Even got T-Mac there and Ben Gordon. So, that's the East. The West is led by Dirk and, pretty much a really solid team around him, as you can see. And the Spurs, who should still have Tim Duncan and Manu and Tony Parker, and even George Hill, which is interesting to see there. Kobe is doing his thing with Powell and Bynum still. See Shannon Brown, and then, we have the young stars out in OKC. This big four was wild. And obviously, I thought Steve Nash, yeah, he should still be here. I was wondering where he was, but he's there. Stat wise, Dirk is leading the league with 31 points a game and 10 boards. And then rounding out the top 5, Kobe, Bron, Durant, and Aldridge. No surprises there except for Dirk averaging 31. You got Monte Ellis, which is kind of interesting. Oh, and was that Kevin Martin? Kevin Martin averaging 24 a game, which I don't know if he was ever an 86 overall, but who knows. And then obviously for our team, you have D Rose killing it, Luol Deng, Boozer, Corver, and Delonte West, who it looks like Seth Curry here. Nah, I'm just kidding. That is Seth Curry's picture. We even have James Johnson and guys you haven't seen in a long time like John Lucas and Omer Sheik and Ronnie Brewer. So, all right, well, we're going to continue to the All-Star game and then the end of the season. All right, so quickly, if we look at the All-Stars for Team LeBron, it's LeBron, Kobe, Tim Duncan, Melo, D Rose, and then you can read the rest. Josh Smith is interesting, as well as Bosh is pretty cool. And then for Team Dirk, apparently Team Dirk, or Dirk, I mean, fractured his hand, so he's out for a while. So hopefully they can hold on to their playoff spot. I'm assuming they will. But, some older players like Amare and AI even made it as a 81 overall. And yeah, Darren Williams, guys like that. So we can see, who wins it, if that matters. D Rose maybe won MVP, or Amare did. I'm not going to check, but yeah, that's how that went down. And then I will check in with you guys at the end of the season. All right, so at the end of the year, we were 54 and 28. LeBron won MVP, averaging a typical 27, 9 and 9. Only thing that's interesting is that he shot 41% from three. Because won Rookie of the Year, which is crazy that he's a rookie, but JJ Barea won Six Man. That's really interesting. DPOY went to Tim Duncan, who averaged 22 and 16 with 2.8 blocks a game. Melo won Most Improved. And then Rick Carlisle won Coach of the Year when the Mavs went 67 and 15, even though Dirk missed at least 4 weeks, which is kind of crazy. Kobe is injured, so they could take an L in the first round. Our boy D Rose makes, the NBA first team. And the rest is pretty typical. Second team, same type of thing, nothing crazy. Brandon Jennings makes third team as a 75 overall. That's unbelievable. He averaged 17, 7, and 6. And so that's pretty crazy if you ask me. And yeah. So Kobe also made all defensive first team along with Luol Deng and some guys or I guess LeBron you don't normally see on here, but he has the potential to make it back when he was in his prime, like actual prime. And then very interesting how Nate Robinson made the all defensive team, averaging only 1.2 steals and 0.6 blocks per game. That would never happen. And all rookie first team, as you can see, this was a great rookie class. This was an unbelievable rookie class. And the second team isn't as great. We got guys like Seraphin, Jordan Crawford, Ed Davis, and Tyler Hansbrough, who is out of the league, obviously. And so that's that. We can check the standings really quickly. Obviously, the Heat actually did end up going for the first seed, along with the Dwight Howard-led Magic as the 2 seed, our Bulls as the 3 seed, the Sixers, Celtics, Wizards, Hawks, and Bucks. And then the Mavericks had by far the best record in the league, followed by Kobe and Pau-led Lakers, Tim Duncan-led Spurs, Melo and his Nuggets, this four-headed monster of the Thunder, the Suns, the Clippers, and the Blazers. So let's get into it. We're just going to sim round by round and see what goes down. I will be surprised if there's any major upsets. I don't see that Boston one as an upset just because, Boston is like a really solid squad. And then on the other side, there was no upsets. So that is pretty typical, I'd say. And now going through the second round, it looks like there was one upset, which is just the Bulls beating Orlando. That's not really a huge upset either. If you look at Orlando, you really have like Dwight Howard as the only star. Like I said, AI is only an 81 as I just looked earlier, but you have this 98 D Rose, Carlos Boozer who's solid, and Luol Deng who's solid, along with some other guys like Joakim Noah who put up 10, 17, and 9 and 3 blocks in this game. So yeah, I think the Bulls would probably take that series in real life as well. But this is really interesting now. See if Dallas can go to the finals. And apparently the Bulls beat Miami. I have no idea how that could happen. Bosh went for 35 game one, and the Bulls only scored 88. LeBron went off. Rose really struggled. Game two, though, was a different story as the Bulls got some good contribution from guys like Luol Deng and even James Johnson and Ronnie Brewer. Um, Game three also was a different story. For some reason, or no, it was not. I thought it said the Heat scored 77. This was a different story because the Bulls only got 77, basically from Rose and Luol Deng exclusively. Game four, Rose took over. LeBron did what he could. Wade did what he could. Bosh did what he could, but that was it. And then game four, again, double doubles from Boozer and Noah and Rose. And game six, obviously, to round it out. Good contributions from everybody on the squad. And going to the finals, it's Mavs Bulls. This is what could have been. The Bulls won the championship somehow. This is insane. 29, 5, and 7 for Derrick Rose with over a steal and roughly a block per game and 40% from the three-point line. Super crazy how history could have been, and super crazy that, just the team I picked won. I mean, it's lucky. And so, lottery, the Celtics get the number one pick, which is crazy because their team is already so good. They could take Kyrie. That would be unbelievable. And yeah, this is just, I don't even know what to say. So I just messed up. Oh, no, I didn't. And so if we sim to the end of the draft and we take a look at who went, the Celtics take Kawhi with the number one, and the Cavs end up with Kyrie anyway. Clay goes to the Raptors. Mo Harrison, who I don't know, goes to the Grizzlies. I'm assuming that's a generated player. Fareed to the Pacers. Alec Burks, who never really panned out well, goes to the Hornets. And yeah, like a guy like Isaiah goes with the 8 pick when he normally went with the 60. Jimmy to the Nets, and a bunch of other interesting guys like Tobias to the Bucks. Kemba drops to number 16 to the Hawks. I mean, this is crazy. Tristan Thompson also goes to the Celtics along with Kawhi, which is pretty wild. And yeah, just a bunch of guys go to different teams. Durant signed with the Nuggets and left the Thunder. Dirk and Tim Duncan stay. Melo goes to the Clips. Obviously, Al Horford stays with the Hawks. Ray Allen stays with the Celtics, which is really interesting. Zebo goes to the Sixers. Joakim stays with the Bulls. David West goes to the Kings. Jamal Crawford goes to the Pacers. Gilbert Arenas to the Heat. Tyreek stays. Wilson Chandler signs with the Lakers. Danilo goes to the Magic, and so on. That would be probably what's important. Nate Robinson at the 2, which I don't know how that's going to work, having a 5'9" guy running at the 2. But, hey, they can do themselves, whatever. They can choose whatever they want. Kyrie goes to the Cavs with some older guys, but they get Thaddeus Young. Obviously, Kawhi and Tristan Thompson go here. Melo goes to play with Blake Griffin and a young Eric Gordon, aging, Baron Davis and Ronny Turioff. The Grizzlies fall off hard. The Hawks are still solid. Heat team is good, and they signed the point guard that they needed, Gilbert Arenas, so they could be really good. The Hornets suck. The Jazz are alright. They still have Paul Millsap and Al Jefferson, as well as a young Gordon Hayward and apparently Michael Beasley. And then going through the rest of the teams, they got Danilo here, which is pretty cool. It's Dirk and basically nobody there. And I don't know why, but Durant goes to the Nuggets. That would probably change his entire career. Well, it definitely would change his entire career. It's just weird that he would choose there. And that probably rounds it up. That allows Harden and Westbrook to develop together. And Serge Ibaka, who got Enes Kanter, I guess, in the draft, which is cool. And they have Danny Green also. And yeah, we'll go through the season now. See you guys at the All-Star break. Alright, so we just passed the All-Star game. The Bulls are a ridiculous 44-13. And whoops. The Hawks are second in the conference. They got a young Kemba, or a rookie Kemba, to pair with, guys like Kirk, Joe Johnson, Josh Smith, Al Horford, with a solid bench. Oh, they actually had Mike Bibby off the bench. As you know, these other teams right here, the Magic and the Heat, are going to be good for now, and so are the 76ers with their young squad. Thought the Celtics should probably be a little better, but some of their guys are getting old pretty quickly, so you need guys like Kawhi and Tristan Thompson to produce now rather than later. And then, again, the Mavs are killing it. So are the Lakers. The Nuggets, who made the switch of Durant in for Carmelo, which I feel like it would be cool if they were playing together, but they're not. They have Josh Childress, who I love that dude's hair. Always, saw it back when he was in the league and everything. But you got Clippers, Jazz, Spurs, Kings, and Thunder. The Kings are in here with Mike Conley, apparently, and David West, too. Obviously, Tyreek won Rookie of the Year in real life, so he was solid back then. And the Thunder are falling off a little bit, struggling without Durant. They have nobody over an 86 overall, which is kind of interesting, but they will soon. And then for player stats, our team they're led by Rose and Nate Robinson, who I guess is injured. Well, so is Rose. Maybe that's why we started losing or something. But then Luol Deng, Boozer, and Korver. And apparently we also signed Chris Duhon. And league leaders go as so: LeBron, Dirk, Curry, which is cool that, he's only at 83. He's young. And then Kobe, who's injured. Rose, who's injured. DeRozan is injured. And Harden's having a stellar season at age 22. That's insane. And yeah, even Kawhi, 23 as a rookie. That is wild, dude. This 2K has their sim engine all messed up right now, but that's dope. So I'm going to sim to the end of the season. We'll see what goes down. All right, so with the season, rounding off, the Bulls are 58-20 right now. Now they're 59-20, and we'll see what they can do in the last 3 games. They're on another ridiculous win streak, and as I say that, they lose again, and they go 61-21. LeBron puts up a ridiculous stat line: 29, 11, 8. Over a block and a steal. decent shooting numbers. Rubio wins Rookie of the Year. Not super surprising. Actually, I disagree. Kawhi was averaging 23 points a game. I'm beyond confused, but whatever. Um, yeah, I don't know. And there was guys like, don't even ask me. Whatever. We will see in a minute. And Kawhi wins Sixth Man of the Year. I'm very confused as to how he didn't win Rookie of the Year, but whatever. Dwight goes off with 3 blocks a game, 23 and 15, or 23 points, 15 boards. And then there's Dragic with the most improved, and Tom Thibodeau with Coach of the Year. No surprises here on the first team. Second team is interesting. It has Steph Curry for the first time on an All-NBA team. Rose is injured again. Hopefully he's playing through it. And yeah, no surprises here. Young Blake Griffin makes his first All-NBA team, I'm assuming, maybe. I forget if he made it. Oh, never mind. Oh wait, never mind. I guess he made it last year as well. So, yep, there's that for you. And all defensive team, similar to the All NBA team. Luol Deng makes it again. He's killing it. And then, I don't know why there's all these like random guys on here. Like, why did Kawhi not? Never mind. I forgot that it messes up like the simulation thing if you like draft certain players that are in the game and they're not like reset or something. But so Kawhi would have won Rookie of the Year, averaging 23 points a game or whatever. In the conference, it goes as so. Very interesting how the Hawks got the second seed. Lakers end up taking the first seed by 1 game, followed by Mavericks, and then the Clippers, who have Melo now, and the Nuggets, who have Durant now, which is really crazy. But league leaders, oops, that is playoffs. Here's the real league leaders: LeBron, Dirk, Curry, Kobe, Rose, and yeah, that's that. And then with player stats, you can see who led our team: Rose, Nate Robb. We got Luol Deng, Boozer, who's also injured, and then Corver, followed by some other guys. So we are going to get to it, simulating this round. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there's like a huge upset, kind of, because as we've seen, 2K is going crazy today with the sim engine. So only one upset: Utah beats Denver. So, they send Durant home, and that sucks. That just sucks because he had. Oh, never mind. Yeah, he left the Thunder and he got booted in the first round by, I guess, Michael Beasley. No, I'm kidding, but they did have Darren Williams, Paul Millsap. I don't really know how this team was only a 5 seed anyway, so that would not be surprising to me. But Miami apparently is the 4 seed. Doesn't make any sense. They only got better by getting Gilbert Arenas. And as I say that, they beat the Bulls. There's no reason this team should have been a 4 seed, except for it doesn't look like they have Chris Bosh. So really quickly, should probably check where Chris Bosh is, because I don't know what happened to him. Yeah, I'm gonna guess Chris Bosh retired, and that is why they're struggling. So that actually does make sense now that Miami could be a 4 seed. I would still pick them as, a top 3 seed any day of the week with LeBron and Wade and Gilbert Arenas for that matter. But they get 4-1 in the conference finals, and it's a Mavericks Magic finals. So again, the Mavericks make the finals. Dwight Howard versus Dirk. And Dirk leads them to a 4-1 win 27 and 13. Basically, man went off and rightfully deserved championship. Dwight Howard had 30 and 20 in this game, but they lost by 32 points. That just shows that, his team was pretty trash. They definitely should not have been in the finals. Yeah, because Dwight went off. This man was killing it. Hold up. Dude had 27 and 18 with 4 blocks a game and 2 steals a game. That is just ridiculous. Yeah, good job, Dwight Howard. Impressive. Impressive. So we'll go straight to the draft lottery, and this is going to be the last season for this video, which is going to be, let's see, 2010, 11, 11, 12, and 12, 13. So it's going to be the 2012-13 season, and we can see who gets it done this year. The Hawks, who just got the 2 seed, I believe, got the number 1 pick. So, and the Celtics still have another lottery pick in here. That's very interesting. We can go straight to the NBA draft. We will sim this to the end and see what happens. So the Hawks actually take Bradley Beal with Dame as the number 2. AD goes to the Pistons. Dame went to the Bucks. Kid Gilchrist to the Warriors. That's an L. The Wizards get Drummond, which is a dub for sure. Harrison Barnes is whatever. I mean, Draymond to the Blazers, Dion to the Knicks, and some other lower tier players. Actually, Chris Middleton to the Thunder could be a great fit for them if he plays small forward. Fournier gets to the Spurs, which could be a really good fit for them too. And any sleepers in the second round? Not really. Satoransky, I see. Kyle Quinn, a couple of guys who have been around the league. Well, Satoransky, not really, but he's a solid player, I'd say. And then we're going to free agency. Now we're going to pause right here and go see who was signed and what happened. So Wade stays with the Heat. Dwight goes to the Grizzlies. Rest in peace, the Magic. That's a huge deal. 3 years, $115 million. Joe Johnson stays with the Hawks. Steve Nash with the Suns still. Brooke stays with the Nets. Tony Parker stays with the Spurs. The Thunder get a much-needed small forward after they got rid of Durant. It's Paul Pierce at the end of his career, but maybe they can pull off a championship this year. Bosch, I guess, was a free agent all of last year, or what? He played with them? Like, that doesn't make any sense, because maybe he was just on injured reserve or something, because, or whatever, as listed as like a reserve because he got injured or something like that. We check how many games he played. Where is the amount of games? Oh, okay, so he only played and started 7 games. I'm assuming he had a season-ending injury, and then he signed with the Pelicans, which is interesting. Hibbert to the Raptors. Harden stays with the Thunder. Devin Harris goes to the Celtics, and pretty much a lot of people stay. Brandon Jennings goes to the Raptors as well. So Hibbert and Brandon Jennings, they had a decent offseason. Marc Gasol to the Knicks. Obviously, the Grizzlies didn't need him after they picked up Dwight. Whoops, don't want to accept those. We will let the team do that. And so Derrick Rose starts to go down in overall as a 23-year-old. This game is so confusing sometimes, but we will move on. We have a 35-year-old Jermaine O'Neal and a 35-year-old Chauncey. Hey, whatever. It's not my team. They do whatever they want. All right, so start of next season, the 2013 year, or the 2012-13 year, we still have the same starting lineup that we've had pretty much the whole time. Really solid squad around Derrick Rose. Don't know why they're starting Nate Robinson at the 2. Got some guys who have been in the league for a minute off the bench, or they've been in the league for a minute nowadays, but not back then. And we are gonna go to the All-Star game. Oh, also, really quick, we'll take a look at teams. See if anybody is like ridiculously good. Kawhi is an 87 as a second-year player. Pretty ridiculous. Um, they got that Carmelo Blake Griffin team with Eric Gordon. Um, Dwight on the Grizzlies, really interesting. They don't even have Conley. All they have is Rudy Gay. Uh, the Hawks are still good. The Heat are still good. Hornets suck, as always. Jazz are pretty solid. Kings are getting a lot better. Knicks are aight. They have Marcus Gasol now, which is kind of cool, I guess. And then, yeah, I don't know why Vince Carter is trash. Well, I guess because he's 35 years old. Here's that Durant team with nobody, basically. Oh, yeah, AD goes to the Pistons with no one. Oh, they do have an old Brandon Roy. Not old, but the guy's career didn't last that long, unfortunately. And then we have the Thunder, which I don't know why Westbrook's age is up there so much. Hey, I mean, whatever. Stuff happens, you know. But yeah, that rounds it up. That team is ridiculous. That John Wall and Drummond led team is pretty insane. All right, so the All-Star break just passed. The Bulls are 39 and 19 right now. It looks like they're third in the power rankings. Looking at the All-Star game, it's Team LeBron and Team Dwight. Now, Dwight can be in the West because he signed with the Grizzlies. Interesting teams. Here's who's on the Dwight team. And here is who's on the LeBron team. Now, there's no surprises there, I don't think. So we can really quickly take a look at the standings. The Hawks, along with the young Kemba, young Bradley Beal, and Joe Johnson and Al Horford are killing it. They have Jordan Farmar, Joel Prisbilla, some names you probably haven't heard in a while. They have Will Barton as well, and Mike Bibby. So that is pretty interesting. And a Nick Young, I guess. The Nets, who really don't have a good squad at all, except for that Brook Lopez and a young Jimmy, a couple other young guys here. They're third seed apparently over LeBron, Wade, and Gilbert Arenas, which doesn't make any sense, but that is that. Kyrie the Cavs to a decent season. Oh, with DeAndre Jordan, who signed there. That's super cool. And then in the West, we got Jeff Green, Rudy Gay, and Dwight leading the Grizz to the 1 seed, and the Nuggets with the 2 seed. Pretty much a couple young guys, couple old guys, and Kevin Durant. And then you have the Pelicans with CP3, Chris Bosh, Valanciunas. Same old team for the Spurs. Remember that. Wait, did Boogie, I think, left? Oh no, Boogie did not leave. I have no idea why his overall is so low. I don't think he's injured. So there's that for you. Very confusing, but they are up there. Kobe's still out here. Pau and Kobe are like the 6th seed, which is kind of crazy. Somehow, I guess Dirk might be injured too or something. I don't even know. And Jason Kidd, I don't know. And then the Clippers with Melo and Blake can only manage the 8 seed. This game just boggles my mind. We're heading to the end of the season. All right, so Coming down to the end of the year, the Bulls go 55-27. As expected, LeBron wins another MVP. 2K goes off statistics mostly, so this is to be expected every year. We don't know this guy. It's just because like the game glitches and doesn't let those drafted players be Rookie of the Year. Sixth Man of the Year goes to JJ. Dwight has a monster season with 25 and 17, 3.3 blocks a game, 1.8 steals. This dude is going off. Kawhi wins MIP, even though he was a rookie last year, averaging 23. He averages 26 this year. And then Larry Drew with the Hawks wins Coach of the Year. Not really a surprise. They had a pretty good record. And no surprises here on the first team. Young Kyrie, young Curry getting it done. The second team, no big surprises. And then the third team, again, no real big surprises. Now, the all defensive team, Draymond as a kid, is already on it. That's not a surprise. Same old guys that we've been seeing. Luol Deng still makes it for us. Obviously, the rookie teams are messed up, so none of these guys really matter. Apparently, we had 3 guys on here, including a 59 overall Herb Rider. But that is that. We can check out the standings at the end of the year. Bulls get the 2 seed, Hawks at the 1, the Nets at the 3 with not a great team, and then the Heat. And then a few teams moved up, like the Lakers and the Mavs. And the Thunder missed the playoffs, dude. That is just a bummer. That's a bummer for a team I would like to see in the playoffs. But no other real big surprises here. Looking at the league leaders, you got Durant, Kyrie, LeBron, Curry, and Kawhi. That's the top 5. AD on the Pistons is such a weird sight. So AD and Dame as rookies kill it. 25 a game for each of them. 10 boards for AD. And yeah, nothing else super crazy. Nobody that you've never seen up here. Maybe Jason Terry would not average 18 points a game, but who knows? So we're going to sim through the first round. As always, watch for some upsets. But you never know. It's 2K, not real life. So it looks like the Bulls got upset in the first round. I wasn't even watching over there. We lose to the DeRozan and Roy Hibbert led Raptors, who should not have been this bad. They had a decent squad. They had Clay. Actually, they had a really good squad. They had Clay and Brandon Jennings. They had a young Mirotic as well as Ed Davis, who was alright. But yeah, obviously Hibbert and DeRozan. So that's a kind of a big upset. Otherwise, the Clippers beat San Antonio, which that is not that big of an upset because Eric Bledsoe, Carmelo, Blake, you still have Eric Gordon. Yeah, I don't know how they were the 7th seed, but they were. And then the 6th seed, New Orleans beats Denver. As I said before, I don't know why Durant went to Denver, but Chris Bosh helps seal the deal with a 34-point game, 4 of 8 from 3-point range, 13 boards, along with Chris Paul, JR, and some other guys like Linus Kleza, which is interesting. In other news, Dallas loses to the Lakers in the first round, which is kind of interesting. Not super interesting. The Clippers sweep New Orleans, so you see Blake and Melo going off. You got the Grizzlies making the finals with essentially just Dwight. He has some help from Rudy Gay and Jeff Green, but not that much. So I wouldn't be surprised if they made the finals, the Clippers I'm talking of. And then Toronto makes the Eastern Conference Finals, which not a huge surprise with their squad, but their seeding is. So I'm hoping for a 7-7 finals here, but it doesn't look like Dwight wants that to happen. And so Dwight leads the Grizz to the finals basically single-handedly. That's insane. He has some help from Brandon Knight, I guess. He's only a 78, so not really. But the 7 seed Raptors make it. And if I had to put my money on a team, I'd put it on the Grizzlies because Dwight seems pretty relentless right now. So it's 2-2, 3-2. And my man Dwight Howard just averaged 27 and 18 with 3.5 blocks a game. So take it for what it is. I know Dwight isn't like that in real life, but hey, it happens. So that's going to be it for this video. That was the end of the 2012-2013 year. The next video will be coming up with the draft and everything, and then what will effectively be the 2013 and 14 year. So let me know if you guys would like to see that. Please drop a sub if you guys get the chance, and then also comment if you like the video or what I could do next. And drop a like, please. Thank you guys, and peace out.